Today, we've got something eye-opening and a bit surprising. We're diving into the top 10 cities in America that people are leaving. Now, we always hear about where folks are moving, but have you ever wondered why some cities are seeing a trend of people packing up and saying, "Stick around as we uncover the nitty-gritty details behind this urban exodus." Before we jump into the details, do us a favor. Hit that like button if you're ready for some eye-opening info. And of course, if you want more intriguing content, don't forget to subscribe. We've got the lowdown on why these cities are seeing an exodus, and you won't want to miss it. Let's roll. Number 10 on our list is Minneapolis, Minnesota. It's the largest city in the state and is known for its innovative economy with various industries like software and renewable energy. With a population of around 439,530 residents living on about 57 square miles, Minneapolis offers great outdoor views and waterways. However, recently, the city has faced challenges. The impact of the previous pandemic has left a lasting mark on its residents. Many people have decided to move elsewhere due to the difficulties they face. Complaints about the long and cold winters are common among residents. Job losses and changes have led to an unemployment rate of 10.08% compared to the national average of 3.5%. Moreover, recent events have contributed to a rise in violent crime, making Minneapolis one of the most violent cities in America, with an 18% crime rate. Residents share stories of frequent gunshots and incidents, leading some, like Julie Orden, to dial 911 multiple times. Another resident, Marnette Gordon, had to rush her son to the emergency room after he was shot while getting gas. Given these circumstances, it's no surprise that many people are considering moving out. Number 9. Chicago, Illinois might not be the first place you'd think of as being at risk of losing residents. However, that's the reality. Despite being the most populous city in the state, boasting a population of around 2,156,546 residents across 227.3 square miles, Chicago faces challenges. While it's culturally vibrant and economically diverse, job opportunities are scarce, with an unemployment rate of 4.3%, higher than the national average. The cost of living is also a burden, being 33% higher than other cities in Illinois and 25% above the national average. Crime adds to the concerns, as Chicago is considered safer than only 10% of the country's cities, with residents facing a 1 in 103 chance of being victims of violent crimes. As a result, people are leaving in search of better professional opportunities, lower taxes, and a safer environment. Number 8. Denver, Colorado is another place where many people have recently moved out, and we understand why. Despite being the most populous city in Colorado, Denver is struggling to retain its residents, with a current population of about 738,594 people spread across approximately 153 square miles. The mile-high city is facing challenges in keeping its community intact. Known for its ski slopes, beautiful mountain views, and a mix of big city life with culture, Denver has its charms. However, the high cost of living is a significant drawback. Living in Denver is 8% more expensive than in other cities in the state and 12% more expensive than the national average. While the job market in Denver is thriving, it offers little consolation to residents, especially considering the city's elevated crime rate. The crime rate here is more than double the state and national averages. Residents of Denver have a 1 in 113 chance of being victims of violent crimes, a risk that many people are not willing to take into the coming year. Number 7. Detroit, Michigan, and now another big city in a different state is also losing people rapidly. Detroit, located in Wayne County, has about 635,596 residents on 138.7 square miles of land. Known as the Motor City, Detroit is famous for cars, has 183 sunny days on average, a great music scene, a thriving business environment, and other benefits. However, despite all this, people wonder if Detroit will ever bounce back. The reality is that Detroit has been declining for a while now. unemployment is extremely high at 7.2%, more than double the state and national averages. Living in Detroit is 14% more expensive than in other Michigan cities and 3% more expensive than the national average. On top of the tough job market and high cost of living, there's also a significant crime problem. The crime rate in Detroit is at least 4 times higher than in other cities in the state. Residents face a 1 in 44 chance of being victims of violent crime. So, compared to Detroit, Denver's crime doesn't seem so bad, does it? Number 6. Boston, Massachusetts. It's a famous city in the state, but many people are moving away. Right now, about 693,000 people live there, covering an area of 48.34 square miles. Boston is known for its history, attractions, and tasty food, but it's pretty pricey. The cost of living is almost 48% higher than the national average. That's why nearly 37,000 people left from 2020 to 2021, which is almost 1% of the whole population. Besides being expensive, Boston also has a higher crime rate compared to 81% of other American cities. Number 5. Seattle, Washington, sits on the west coast of Washington State near the King County Sea. Seattle, a well-known city, is experiencing a decline in population. Currently, it has about 762,787 residents, occupying an area of around 142 square miles. People are leaving the city regularly. Despite its surface appeal with easy access to nature, a thriving economy, diverse industries, and numerous jazz clubs on Jackson Street, there's a hidden issue. Behind the scenes, Seattle is expensive to live in, costing 36% more than the state average and 54% more than the national average. Moreover, there's a risk of your home losing value due to the high crime rate. The chance of falling victim to violent crimes on Seattle streets is 1 in 152, and there's an even higher likelihood of home robberies. Seattle's crime rate surpasses other cities in the state and the national average. Adding to these challenges, the weather plays a role in the population decline. Seattle experiences too many dark and gloomy days in the winter and a significant number of rainy days throughout the year. It's no wonder many residents are seeking sunnier alternatives. Number 4 is Washington, D.C. At first glance, living in the capital might seem like a dream come true, but unfortunately, that's not the case. Currently, Washington, D.C. has a population of about 707,109 residents living on approximately 61 square miles of land. The city is struggling to maintain this population. While it stands tall as the seat of government, attracting young talent globally, the downside is the incredibly high cost of living. Washington, D.C. is currently ranked in the top 1% of the world's most expensive cities. Living here can be a literal pain in the pockets. Residents are already grappling with the high cost of living, worsened by a challenging job market. The unemployment rate here is higher than both the state and national averages, standing at 4.6%. Although the numbers may not seem alarming, it's a significant concern when facing expensive bills. For those residing in the city, stress is an all too familiar feeling. Living here often means working excessively while trying to make ends meet. Additionally, 15.5% of the city's population lives below the poverty line. Finally, the crime rate in Washington, D.C. is on par with state and national averages, offering no comfort in safer streets. This lack of security becomes one more reason for residents to consider moving out of the city. Number 3. New York City. Located in the state of New York, is the most crowded city in the United States. Recently, it's been losing residents rapidly. Currently, New York City has a large population of around 8.93 million people, living on a total land area of about 300 square miles. Despite being a vibrant and diverse city with a bustling economy, it's also the most expensive place to live. Many believe that skyrocketing rents are the main reason people are leaving, but it's more than that. The cost of living is 26% higher than the state average and 95% higher than the national average. Apart from the high cost of living, New York City faces challenges like a poor job market with an unemployment rate of 5.9%, much higher than the national average. The city's crime rate is also a significant concern, having risen by 44% since the beginning of 2022. Now, there's a 1 in 172 chance of residents becoming victims of violent crime, which is higher than both the state and national averages. Considering all these factors, it's clear why opinions about the Empire State are changing. Number 2. Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles, the largest city in California, is facing a concerning trend of residents leaving. Currently home to about 3.9 million people, the city spans approximately 469 square miles. However, this population is dwindling and it's likely even lower now. The exodus began last year and gained momentum in 2022. Despite Los Angeles boasting attractions like the great outdoors, world-class cuisine, and pleasant weather, it hasn't been enough to retain its residents. So, why are people leaving? The high cost of living is a major factor. It's 7% more expensive than other California cities and 51% higher than the state average. The job market isn't helping either, with unemployment rates significantly surpassing the national average. Additionally, the city grapples with a crime rate that's nearly double both the state and national averages. These combined factors explain why Los Angeles is struggling to keep its residents. Number 1. San Francisco, California is the last American city on the list facing challenges in keeping its residents. San Francisco is the 4th largest city in California, with a current population of around 887,711 people residing in an area of about 46.9 square miles. Despite being considered one of the most beautiful cities in the United States, the past 3 months have witnessed a significant number of residents leaving. Almost 20,000 people have already moved away during this period, primarily due to soaring housing costs. San Francisco's living expenses are exceptionally high, surpassing other cities in the state by 38% and the national average by 94%. Housing costs alone can be up to 238% higher than the national average, leaving a considerable number of residents struggling. This financial strain has contributed to an increase in homelessness. Unfortunately, sleeping on the streets is not a viable solution, as recent times have seen a surge in crime rates. According to the San Francisco Chronicle, 45% of the city's residents have become victims of violent crimes. And there you have it, folks. The lowdown on the top 10 cities in America that people are packing up and leaving. It's a roller coaster of challenges, from chilly winters to sky-high living costs and everything in between. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on our city scoops and lifestyle insights. What's your take on these city dynamics? Have you experienced any of these challenges firsthand? Spill the beans in the comments below and let's get the conversation rolling. Catch you in the next one.